Morning of day two, heading from Hallsgate up to Kyneton, all through the mountains. Very chilly. In all my safaris, I've never actually been this close to the luggage truck. There's my room, and there's the luggage truck. How awesome is that? You don't have to lug the bags. All the boys getting their stuff together. Starting in Hallsgate, famous for the Grampian Mountains. Amazing place. Look at that view. Every day we start with a daily briefing of what's coming up, what the conditions are, what to expect and be prepared, and then we start heading out for the day. 50 k's in, we have some dirt. Dirt's always a bit sketchy early in the morning because you have these big shadows. Anyway, game on. The two riders in front of me are BMW Safari co-directors, Chris Urquhart and Shane Booth. These two make even look the challenging conditions smooth. They just effortlessly wind between the trees and all the low-hanging branches. So every hour or so we stop just to regroup, give a chance to catch up, tighten the pack up a bit so we can keep moving. So we're stopping this lovely little country area here, so the boys are all just regrouping now. Bit of road traffic. Come by. Morning. Hardly notice that on the road. Behind the sweep rider is a sweep vehicle that has fuel and parts to repair and tyres, and medical support if required. This might be a bit of a shock, but I think I got bored being corner man again. This is my poor man's attempt at look like I'm landing a plane on an aircraft carrier. Clearly I failed. The cows were even curious. They came over to check out all the riders riding by. How cool is that? This footage is actually taken by a little pocket drone that is sitting in my tank bag. I popped it up, set it on follow, and thought I'd check out its capabilities of winding through these trees and tracking me. Found out it could handle up at about 45 kilometres an hour, which was quite cool. But as you'll see, it weaved in and out of these trees, slowed down and took back off again. I was quite impressed. And it got to film another day. This part started off really nice, however then it got quite steep. The camera makes it look flat and rocky and a lot of slate stones. A couple of guys got tyres shredded, as you'll see, and a couple of people had some learning moments. I captured one learning moment. The rider wasn't hurt in this learning opportunity. Don't call them accidents, they're a learning opportunity. I'm sure this rider learnt a lot. And he was also actually had the opportunity to check out underneath my bike, which would have been quite scary when he looked up. You okay?
Hey?
You okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
We attempted to blow up the front tyre, however the compressor didn't have enough air to do that, so we used a gas cylinder and then we found out the tyre was totally split.
No,
Not about us.
no, mate. I'm happy with it.
You can ride my bike.
It was all going well till the support vehicle nearly got bogged.
Keep going, keep going.
And how many safaris you done, Terry? And this is the first time you've...
about 12.
About 12 when he's finally in the truck.
Bit of support.
But we're less than about 20 minutes away from the end of the day, so it's gonna have this moment. Now would be a good time. Scotty, you've slept on it. Your thoughts on the incident yesterday? You've come to grips with the who's at fault?
Yeah, as I've worked through the evidence and noticed there was some corruption in relation to phone and video lens settings, I've just
Notice it sync,
I
pause,
realised-
and trying to work out his words. No ownership. T-bone me. Brendan's thoughts was I actually stopped him from going over the edge.
Yeah, I think you should just thank
There-
John
there
for
was no
being the
edge.
barrier
There
for
was
you
no
going
edge.
over the edge.
One person overtook the other person. That's the person responsible for the incident. The end. Well, you were overtaking on a blind corner, and a proper lawyer would have a field day.
But someone still hit him from behind.
I've watched.
Yeah, Scott keeps saying that I ran into him on a corner. However, he's an experienced rider, multiple safaris, more than most people here. He is not reckless enough to play with his camera leading to a corner. I'm just minding my own business and bang,
And I have a slightly different version of that, Gutty.
Amongst all that chatter,
Regardless.
I've watched plenty of lawyer courtroom situations, and in
On
this situation,
TV?
I
Judge, jury is not a court.
Judge Judy.